clouds, and we finally saw some clearing after some of the rain through yesterday afternoon and into the evening. That smoke came down and kind of lingered throughout Lincoln. I've got a decent shot over what would be downtown and tried to move it towards the eastern sky enough to try to get the sun coming up, but it's hard to see the sun coming up because of this thick concentration of smoke that you see in the distance, looking off towards the north and a bit towards the north and east. But yeah, you can still make out the Capitol and what would be Memorial Stadium and some lights on in the stadium. But just an impressive view of some of that smoke that has now returned back to the picture. It felt like we got a few good spring days in there, and now the smoke returning, but not from Kansas smoke this time. This from Canadian wildfires flaring up once again towards the north and west. Right now, temperatures are a bit cooler starting out this Tuesday morning, about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this point yesterday. 45 degrees here in the capital city, slipping down into the upper 40s in Beatrice and Hebron. Now matching those temperatures out towards the Tri-Cities as well. Falls City remains one of the milder locations at 55 degrees. Now there has been some milder temperatures out in western Nebraska due to some cloud cover and some light showers. Ogallala about 52 degrees and Chadron about 53 degrees. Just closing on 6:15 this morning. Winds have been fairly light, but you will notice they'll still be out of the north and northeast through a good portion of the day today, kind of allowing some of that smoke to linger through much of eastern Nebraska. Meanwhile, western Nebraska expecting more of the scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop through the heating hours of the day. So you'll see clear skies for the most part through the first portions of the day, but heating, and after about 2-3 o'clock we'll be watching for some storms rolling into the sandhills. A few of these may be growing to be strong to severe. You'll notice that line pushing from Valentine to North Platte towards McCook around 5-6 o'clock in the evening, and we're talking about maybe some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, some quarter-size hail before this fizzles out as it continues east, likely running into a lot of the dry air that we're seeing because of some of the smoke concentrations and just generally some of the drier air that's in place over eastern Nebraska. So for this reason, with some of these storms, a marginal risk for about the western half of the state, watching for occasionally maybe some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Meanwhile, eastern Nebraska still contending with some of that smoke. It's not super high concentrated smoke at the surface, but inching towards that medium category, especially this morning. We are going to see some relief as we head into the afternoon and evening. Still some lingering spots of maybe some more moderate levels of smoke, but really get some relief once we see those winds shift out of the south going into Wednesday morning. So still a hazy day with that sunshine returning in full force today, upper 70s, and those northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour would be a top 10 day if we didn't have some of that smoke lingering. But election day 2 should make it for mostly pleasant conditions heading to the polls. Storms then possible for us in eastern Nebraska heading into tomorrow afternoon and evening. And our bike drive on Thursday, temperatures warming back up into the upper 70s for small chances. Not going to see a whole lot of meaningful precipitation through the weekend before storms are possible again by the middle of next week.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you very much, Jessica.